The Galactic Coalition had been at war with the Void Dominion for 17 cycles, hundreds of worlds reduced to cinders, trillions of lives extinguished across the spiral arms of the galaxy. Neither side gaining the upper hand for long, their mighty fleets locked in an endless dance of destruction. Until the humans arrived. Admiral Krell of the Coalition's 7th Fleet watched the tactical display with 4 weary eyes. His ship, the Eternal Vigilance hung in orbit around the contested world of Nexus Prime, the latest battlefield in the seemingly eternal conflict. "Status report," he croaked, his voice rough from too many stimulants and too little rest. "Dominion forces holding position at the far side of the moon, Admiral," replied Lieutenant Trell. "Our sensors detect another wave of their dreadnoughts preparing to jump in system." Krell's facial tentacles drooped in resignation. They would not survive another assault. His fleet was at half strength, shields depleted, and ammunition reserves critically low. Yet retreat was impossible. Nexus Prime was too strategically valuable to surrender. "Admiral," called the communications officer, "we're receiving a transmission. Unknown origin, unknown configuration." Krell straightened his battle-worn uniform. "Put it through." A holographic display flickered to life, revealing a bipedal creature with only 2 eyes and peculiar flat features. A human. "This is Captain Jack Miller of the Earth Expeditionary Force. We've been monitoring your conflict from the edge of this system. We're offering assistance." Krell scoffed. "With all due respect, Captain, this is no place for newcomers. The Dominion will annihilate your vessels before you can even engage." The human's mouth curved upward slightly. "Perhaps, but we'd like to try anyway." Before Krell could protest further, the transmission ended. The tactical display updated, showing 3 small vessels approaching from the system's edge. Just 3. Against the 30 Dominion warships currently bearing down on his position. "Those fools," Krell muttered. "They have no idea what they're facing." Lieutenant Trell studied the readings with confusion. "Admiral, these vessels, they're tiny. Barely larger than our heavy cruisers. But the energy signatures, I've never seen anything like this." "The humans will learn their lesson soon enough," Krell replied grimly. "Prepare for the Dominion assault." The Dominion fleet emerged from behind the moon, a wall of obsidian behemoths bristling with weapons. Their forward batteries began to glow with gathered energy, preparing to unleash destruction upon the Coalition forces. Then the humans made their move. The 3 Earth vessels accelerated to velocities that Krell's instruments struggled to track. They darted between the massive Dominion warships with impossible agility, seemingly immune to the gravitational forces that should have crushed their hulls. "What in the 7 moons are they doing?" Krell wondered aloud. His answer came moments later. The lead human vessel released what appeared to be small projectiles, primitive by Coalition standards, that attached themselves to the hulls of 5 Dominion dreadnoughts. An instant later, those 5 capital ships simply disappeared. Not destroyed in the conventional sense, there was no explosion, no debris field, no radiation burst. They simply ceased to exist, replaced by perfectly spherical voids in space. The remaining Dominion vessels reacted immediately, redirecting their fire toward the human ships. Energy beams and plasma torpedoes lashed out, but the Earth vessels danced between them with uncanny precision. The second human ship deployed what Krell's sensors identified as some form of energy field. It expanded rapidly, engulfing 15 Dominion warships. When it dissipated seconds later, those ships remained intact but completely inert, drifting lifelessly through space. "They've somehow neutralized all power systems," Trell reported, voice trembling. "Every Dominion ship in that field is dead in space." The third and final human vessel positioned itself directly in the path of the remaining Dominion forces. A brilliant pulse of blue-white energy erupted from its bow, stretching out like lightning to connect with each enemy ship. Where it touched, matter seemed to lose cohesion, warships folding in on themselves like paper sculptures crushed by an invisible hand. In under 5 minutes, the entire Dominion assault force had been neutralized. Captain Miller's transmission returned to the Eternal Vigilance bridge. The human's expression remained neutral, as if what they had just accomplished was routine. "Admiral Krell, the immediate threat has been eliminated." We've taken prisoners from the disabled vessels. The others were beyond saving. Krell struggled to find his voice. What did you do to them? Nothing particularly special, Miller replied. Just some basic applications of our understanding of physics. Localized gravity manipulation, targeted electromagnetic disruption, and controlled molecular destabilization. Basic. Krell's voice rose an octave. You call that basic? Miller shrugged. By our standards, yes. We've been watching your conflict spread toward Earth space for some time. We hoped you might resolve it yourselves, but it seems intervention was necessary. Why? Krell asked. Why help us? The Coalition's values align more closely with our own than the Dominion's, Miller said simply. We've studied both sides carefully. Plus, we didn't appreciate the Dominion scout ships testing our defenses last month. Krell's tentacles twitched in surprise. He'd heard nothing about Dominion forces encountering another species. Those scout ships never returned, Miller explained. We assumed the Dominion would send more, so we decided to introduce ourselves properly. Within a week, human vessels had arrived at every major battlefront across the galaxy. Within a month, the Void Dominion sued for peace. The war that had raged for 17 cycles ended 63 days after human intervention began. During the peace negotiations, a Dominion High Commander asked the human representative why such a powerful species had remained hidden for so long. The human, an older female named Admiral Diana Wen, smiled politely. We weren't hiding, she explained. We were growing up, learning, becoming better than what we once were, and watching to see what kind of neighbors we had. She leaned forward slightly. We're still watching. The treaty was signed the next day.